Oh, if you look, Lou, if you hover over the names on the
Ah,
list, you see the emails
interesting.
that they
Okay.
signed up with. So that gives you a clue who these unknown people are too.
Aha. Okay. Well, I'm recording now because I got top of the hour, so
All right.
we can start whenever you like. If you want to, I'm really appreciative of you and your folks coming here. So thank you for that in advance. And since these are like your peeps, I'll let you say hi.
Yeah, that would be great. I do welcome you, everybody. This is Karen Paxton. Thanks so much for being with us. My guest today is Lou Bortone. Unleash your video creativity. And there is no exaggeration when Lou tells you that these are fast and fun ways to create video. I was first introduced to Lou at a NAMS conference in Atlanta that you guys probably hear me talk about NAMS all the time, but it's a wonderful place to be. And Lou showed up one day, had not met him before. I went into his session on how to create video, and I'm thinking, this is just getting me so far over my head, I'm going to embarrass myself. And in the session, I was sitting there by the end of it creating these cool little videos and posting them online, and it took like 15 minutes.
Yeah, we did it
And
right
it
there on
and
the
they look
fly.
great, yeah, on the fly, and they looked great. And I mean, you don't have to have tons of equipment. You don't have to spend 16 hours learning how to do all these settings and stuff like that. Anybody can do video these days, and it looks good too. So I'm going to stop rambling. Lou's the pro. I'm going to turn it over to him and let him show you some awesome ways to do this.
Thank you, and please feel free to jump in anytime. You'll stay, well, obviously now you're an organizer, so you'll be unmuted. Feel free to stop me, ask questions, whatever you like. This is just sort of fast and loose, and I'm going to go full screen here in a moment and just run through it because I think you'll be happy when you see how easy some of these ways are to create video. And I know it says 5 fast and fun ways, but it's probably more like 10 or 15 that I give out in the webinar. So
Ooh,
again,
double
feel
your
free to
money.
stop me if I'm going too fast, but I'm going to just zip through it. We are recording this, so if you miss anything, no worries. And yeah, I'll just jump right in. And we're going to be talking about a little bit about how to tap into your inner creative genius, because I don't buy the fact that, some people say they're not creative, and I'm going to show you some ways to get creative, even if you feel like you're not that creative. And I'm going to show you a couple of ways to deliver your message visually, which is really important. And it's almost a precursor to video, really, just some cool graphic tools that I found that make it very, very easy to have a better presence on Facebook and Pinterest. And we're going to look at some ways to make sketch videos and cartoons and off-camera videos. And I'll be talking a little bit about how to crank out consistent video content. And we'll look at some new video creation tools and shortcuts, some really cutting-edge stuff. And as in most webinars, after I flood you with tons of really good information and content, there'll also be a little offer at the end if you want to learn more or want to go a little bit deeper. For now, as Karen mentioned, we met at NAMS, and as she knows, I was in the TV business before I was doing a lot of online video. And I like to say that I've been doing video marketing since before YouTube, but the truth is that isn't that long. It's only like 7 years, really. So I picked it up pretty quickly and have just, sort of hung on for the ride. And I'm not really a techie. I am a marketing and branding person, and I know just enough technology to get myself in trouble. But I do manage to stay, ahead of the curve on most of this stuff, and I want to show you guys how easy it can be. So here's what video has done for me when I came into the sort of the online world. When I would go to conferences and things like NAMS, people would say, oh my gosh, I see you everywhere. You're all over the place. And that's just because video has helped me build my visibility, and it can do the same for you as well. You can get that sort of I see you everywhere comment. It also builds your credibility and expert status. I had folks coming to me to be speakers on to be a speaker on a panel, and really it's just because I was doing so much video that I started to become known in that field. It also helps obviously with profitability. I was able to attract more and better clients that are better suited to me. And again, I say, how did you find me? Oh, I saw one of your videos. And some of my videos are a little wacky and out there, so sometimes I'm surprised that people still want to work with me even after they see those videos, but nevertheless, it works. Also, opportunity, which is speaking gigs, as I mentioned, JV partners approach me all the time. And finally, personality. And really, that's just helping to build my know, like, and trust factor. And as I say, it can do the same for you. It's really not that difficult to really establish a strong presence with video. So again, talking about creativity, which is sort of kind of the overarching theme here. And I have a few ways to sort of, if you think you're not creative, some ideas for getting your creative juices flowing. And one of the best ways I like is to just team up with someone and find a creative partner and brainstorm and just bounce ideas off each other. The minute you add somebody else to your team to help you brainstorm or get creative, you'll start coming up with all kinds of cool ideas. Another method that I use, Karen, see here that I put all T's because I'm so into alliteration. So 5 T's. Time it. You can set a timer and just jot down all your ideas. And I have a very short attention span, so I have to literally set a little kitchen timer for 15 minutes and just try and be disciplined and not get distracted while I'm doing that. And then there are other times when you just tough it out. You just have to dive in and do the work. And that's what I always tell my kids when they're doing their homework. I don't want to do it. It's like, well, just tough it out. Dive in, get it done, do the work. Another method for creativity is to use templates or guides or models. You don't have to start from scratch. Oftentimes, you can start with some kind of a template or model that's already creative. And the final T, or the final way to get creative, is to just provide your own unique take on it. And, a lot of people will say that, there's nothing new out there. It's really just a matter of putting your own specific spin on it. So those are just a few ideas. The other way I like to think creatively is to think visually and to turn your ideas and content into images. And this, as I mentioned, is sort of the first step into getting into video. And the great thing about creating graphics or images is that Facebook obviously loves images. Images and graphics are perfect for Pinterest. That's why that whole site exists. Photos and graphics tend to be a lot more fun and more shareable online. Also, when you add photos to a blog, it can boost your SEO. And it's also sort of the first step, as I mentioned, towards video content. So if I jump off the PowerPoint here and go back to the regular website, oops. So hopefully you can see my very messy Facebook page. And you can see that I'll just post things like this one is from iliketoquote.com. Now, I didn't make up this quote. I just took it off of a website and put it on my site. And you'll see, whenever I do that, I tend to get a lot of shares. A lot of people repost it. Like here's somebody who reposted this one. And I can see like this one was shared 5 times today. So it's just a nice way to really get your messages out there and get it shared and spread around a lot. So I'll go back to the PowerPoint. And I want to show you some free tools that I use to create those graphics and those posts, because you can just take your own tips or your own quotes or your own little blurbs and turn them into graphics with any one of these sites, which I'll show you each one individually. But they are, for the most part, free and really, really easy to use. So I'll just, rather than saying what they are, I'll just show you each one. The first one that I use is called recitethis.com. And again, this is just a way to turn your quote into a graphic. So the quote that I put up here was just a cool way to create graphics. And you can pick different fonts and different backgrounds, and whatever you want to say in that little area, you can say it and then share it to Tumblr or Pinterest or Facebook or Twitter. You can download the image so that you can use it later on. You can email it to a friend. So it's just a way to create a really quick, easy graphic, put your own spin or your own words on it, and have it stand out as an image rather than just a bunch of words. So that's one way to do that. Another is with pinwords.com. And it's the same basic idea, but this one is a little bit more geared towards Pinterest specifically. And here you can take your own photos and overlay text on top of them. So you can use photos that you have and add a quote to the photo or add words to it. Again, all of these are kind of a precursor to video, but they definitely help you in terms of getting images and material on social media. Yet another one is called shareasimage.com. This one has a pro version that's $6.99, so again, it's pretty reasonable. But if you'll notice we're seeing more and more quotes on Facebook these days, and this is a way to turn those quotes or those sayings or anything you want to put into just a nice, colorful graphic version of the quote. And once you've created it, you can share it on Pinterest, Facebook, or Twitter very easily. So shareasimage.com is the third tool to create graphic images. The fourth tool is called pinstamatic.com. And Pinstamatic, again, is sort of geared towards Pinterest, but it does allow you to create all kinds of quotes and graphics, and some of them are map related, some of them are more calendar related. It's just really easier to go there and visit and explore than it is to explain all the different things that you can do in Pinstamatic. So that's a tool for creating graphics for Pinterest. And last but not least, and the one that I probably use most often, is called Quozio.com. And I like this because you can put in your quote or your quip or your tip. I like to do a lot of video tips, but I'll do them as a graphic, and then I will put them on Pinterest or Facebook. And you can put whatever words you want on there and then pick your background and pick your font. And if you don't like the way it looks, you just pick a different background, and you can basically make your own quote graphic using Quozio.com.
I've used that one before, and it is really easy. I've seen some of these others, but I haven't actually used those. But Quozio, I mean, in seconds, you're done.
And I think, rather than, a lot of people want to put quotes on Facebook, and rather than just doing the text itself, you can really make it pop if you use some of these photographic tools.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's photo stuff. And again, when it comes to things like that or any kind of content and doing it consistently, obviously you want to start with relevant, compelling content. So, if it's a fun quote or something that's shareable, I always say repurpose, repurpose, repurpose. So those quotes can be used in several different places. As you use video, it can be used in several different places, as I'll show you, whether it's your blog or YouTube or Facebook. So you can really take the same content and repurpose it for print, photo, or video. In other words, I may have a bunch of those photos and sayings, and I can put them all together into a video montage once they're all created. And obviously, you can share them across multiple platforms, and all of these tools make it easy to sort of share back to Pinterest or Facebook or Twitter. So you create something once, and you share it again and again in different platforms. And I find the best way to do it is to produce bite-sized content that's easy to share, and that's why quotes and tips are so perfect for that, for social media. So the basic repurposing formula that I use is I'll usually start with a blog post or a printed blog post. I'll make sure that I have a photo with that I can use on Pinterest and Facebook, and then I will go one step further and create a video version of that blog post. So I've taken one idea or one piece of content and used it in all these different places. So a blog post goes to Facebook, the photo from that goes to Pinterest. If it's a slide presentation, I may upload it to slideshare.net. And finally, I'll usually make a video of that too. So it's just sort of this cycle that you can repeat over and over again to create a lot of different content using the same basic concept. So it's really a matter of kind of giving that old content new life. Maybe you've got the video tip on the blog, but then you post the photo to Pinterest, or you put the slide to SlideShare, and you put the video on YouTube. So again, I'm not creating all different content for each of these platforms. I'm taking the same content and slightly repurposing it so that it fits for those platforms. So let's get into, unless you have any questions or anybody has questions on that, Karen, we can get into the tools to help you make great video, which is what the title of the thing was.
I'm good, and I think looking on our list, the only question we have so far is what is NAMS? And that's Novice to Advanced Marketing System. It's a conference that takes place twice a year in Atlanta, Georgia. And then Herman says, do you do this every day, and how long does it take?
Ooh, good point. With the, I usually do it maybe once a day on Facebook. Like if I have a quote, I don't upload video necessarily every day, but what I'll do is I'll go to Quozio and maybe I'll do 5 tips or a handful of quotes and download them to my desktop so that at any point I can go to, any point during the day I can go to Facebook and upload one of those quotes. Let me see if I can.
And you can do that with Hootsuite or any of the automated posting tools also.
Yeah,
you don't have to sit there all day long and remember, oh, it's been 3 hours, I have to go post a video on Facebook, or I have to go post an image on Facebook.
Yeah, you can schedule it ahead of time. But what I may do during the day, if I'm, if I happen to be on Facebook, and I can just say upload photo, and then I click on Facebook to upload the photo, and then I go to my files, and I see it's taking a little bit of a time here to upload, but I can see all the different images that I have. These are ones that I downloaded previously. So I can say, knowledge is of no value unless you put it into practice. Okay, that's nice. Let's open that and post it to Facebook. So, that took, what, 8 seconds, and there's my graphic on Facebook.
Exactly. So it's really easy. And Carol is typing in what the old name of NAMS is. It's been changed, honey. It is now officially Novice to Advanced Marketing System. So what you've typed in is
good,
the old.
Because I couldn't remember the old acronym anyway.
That's right. There you go. So different. So different. And yes, Phil, I love Hootsuite. That's one of my favorite things too.
So let's dive into some of these video tools that I use, and I love off-camera tools for video because I don't particularly like being on camera, which I know may come as a surprise to some people, a video guy who doesn't like being on camera, but I prefer a lot of these off-camera tools because they're easy to use. You don't have to get all gussied up to be on camera, and you can create really professional-looking videos very quickly. And one of the ones that I use quite often is called StupFlix. StupFlix.com. And StupFlix, you can create video or photo montages. And the thing I like about it is it's really easy to pull in photos from Facebook or from your desktop or from Flickr. So you add the photos and then you apply one of the themes that StupFlix gives you to create a really professional looking montage. So what I do from time to time is maybe for holidays or if I'm going to a conference, I'll find out who's going to be there, or I'll just get photos of my colleagues or clients, and I'll pull those in from Facebook to StupFlix, and you can see here it's kind of like a big timeline. You can add a title slide at the beginning and a title slide at the end. You can add music that they give you to choose from. And you basically just put in the photos, and then StupFlix creates the montage. And when it's done, it looks very professional. It's got all kinds of cool transitions and effects and things like that. You can see here up above, if you pull down the music tab, you can pick from all different styles of music to add a soundtrack to your montage. And the thing I really like about StupFlix is if you look on the right-hand side there where it says Outline and Title and Classic, those are all the themes. So if you don't like the way that your video came out, you simply click and choose another theme, and it will instantly give you a whole new montage based on that theme. And StupFlix has a free version. They do have a paid version, but the free version is pretty useful and pretty feature-rich. So I find myself using this all the time for montages and things like that. And that's stupflix.com. The other one that I use quite a bit is called powtoon.com, and this is one that's more of an animation creator, and it's I'm sure you've seen those kind of videos where the hand comes in and puts in the items or the icons. And with Powtoon, you can create a really cool animated video and it's really easy and it's free to start. So you can basically create your own story using Powtoon's icons and animation. And they give you all kinds of different text and images and arrows and icons, all kinds of different things that you can use and just drag over to your template here to create a story. So in this one I've got, you know, the muscle guy, and if I put a word block over there, whatever I typed in, you could say with the words. Oh, that's the pricing here. Let me go back to this for just a second. And as far as pricing, you can sign up for free for a 14-day trial, and then after that it's as little as $9 a month. So if you find that you're going to be doing a lot of kind of animated fun videos, it's very easy to do that and pretty inexpensive. So you can create really cool promo videos, create your own animated stories. You can see here, you know, they've got different characters that you can use in different styles. So here's my little guy saying something about being too busy with all the different things to do. And I can go closer here, and you can see how there's a timeline on the bottom. You can add music or voiceover. You can have them, you know, put things in word balloons and thought balloons. So it's really easy to sort of create your own little magical animation with Powtoon. Great little tool if you want to experiment to make videos.
That looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. I mean, they've got a lot of different styles, so you're not stuck with just one kind of character, and it's just a good way to do video or visual storytelling. Yet another tool is called GoAnimate.com, and this is another one that I use because GoAnimate.com has all kinds of different ways that you can create animated cartoons, and basically it's a type-to-talk kind of thing. So whatever you type, the characters will say, which includes 4-letter words, unfortunately, as I found out when my son was playing with it. But anyway.
Oh my gosh.
But you know, from GoAnimate.com, you can download your creation. You can send it directly to YouTube. You see all the social icons underneath. You can like it on Facebook. And it's very, very easy to use. There is a free version. They have all kinds of different backgrounds and characters. And I think the way that they get you is that, you know, certain characters and backgrounds are free, but then if you want other more elaborate backgrounds or props, then you have to buy a little plan or something like that.
Right, yeah.
But again, very, very easy. You can sort of let your characters do the talking for you. So in
I'm going to have to go play with that one.
Yeah, this one's a fun one. So I had these two characters talking about video marketing, and you know, it was like a shameless self-promotion, but instead of me telling folks, oh my gosh, you've got to use video, this is so great, I've got my little characters saying that.
Do they charge you extra for legs?
Yeah, I was going to say that. I think apparently arms and legs are not included in the free version. So that's extra, but these particular characters do their little, you know, shtick about video marketing, and I just typed the script and they said it. So that was just another fun way to use animation, and a very easy way to do it without having to know any kind of animation and without having to spend a fortune.
Very cool.
As an aside, a lot of folks say, well, where do you get music for your, you know, videos or your productions or whatever? And I use a site called audiojungle.net. And I like Audio Jungle. There's certainly plenty of places to find music, but I like Audio Jungle because they have a huge variety of music, and it's very inexpensive, anywhere from $2 to $15 for a piece of music that you can use without getting yourself in trouble. So you just go in and say, okay, I want theatrical, or I want fun, or I want fast-paced, and you type it in, and it gives you tons and tons of choices, and you can listen and decide what music you want. So that's where I find most of the music for my videos, audiojungle.net. Okay, this another video tool for creating cool cartoons or sketch videos is called Video Scribe, and this has gotten very popular. You see a lot of these videos out there these days where you can basically create your own little sketch videos, and a hand will come in and actually draw what you put on your board. So you can create your own text, your own drawings. They've got tons and tons of icons, and you can see here you can add different props and icons. You can add people, and whatever you put on the screen, a hand will come in and draw that. So, and the same goes for the text as well. So up at the top it says, "Are you stressed out because you think you need a lot of equipment to do video?" So I started with something like that. You can add music, you can add voiceover, and again, this is fairly inexpensive. It's Video Scribe is created by a company called Sparkol in the UK. So it's sparkol.com, SPARKOL.com. And I think it's something like $120 a year or something. So if you're going to create a lot of cartoon videos, it may be worthwhile for you to check it out. Again, you can do your own voiceovers, you can add musical backgrounds, things like that. And whatever you put on there, the hand will come on and draw it, and it will draw it in 2 seconds or 10 seconds or whatever you set it for. In fact, if you are left-handed and you want a left-handed hand coming in, that's fine. Or you want a woman's hand, or you want a crayon or chalk, you can select the hand, you can select the tool that it draws with, what it draws, how long it draws. So all of those sketch videos that people were charging a fortune for can now be made at home by yourself for just a few dollars.
You know, it's really cool that they can do that. I mean, computerized, because that, you would think that would be pretty complicated to get a human hand to do something.
Yeah, it's really cool how, you know, whatever you put on the screen, the hand will draw that. And they've got a whole bunch of different icons and props to choose from, and they're all, you know, divided into categories like characters or weather or superheroes. There's a superhero category. So you decide, you know, what you want to draw on the screen, and you just build your animation around it. So, yep. And again, you can add music, you can add your own voiceover, you can add text blocks. So just a really cool, easy way to create sketch videos. And it's Video Scribe, and it's from a company called Sparkol.com. I believe it's, I don't know if it's 119 euros or $119, but either way, it's still fairly inexpensive, and of course, they have a free trial as well. One other note or sort of bonus resource, as we're talking about video, if you are looking for video clips or sound effects or even music, there's a site called videoblocks.com. And videoblocks.com is sort of like the iStock photo for video clips. It's a place where you can get stock video footage. They've got video footage, they've got audio clips, they've got sound effects, video effects, and you can basically search for whatever you need for your video clip and usually find it and download it from VideoBlocks. And the cool thing about VideoBlocks is every now and then, actually I'm sure it's a few times a year, but every now and then they'll run a special where they'll say, for $99 for the year, you can download unlimited clips. So for $99, you can download dozens and dozens and dozens of audio and video clips and build a bit of a library. So if I'm working on a video and I need, the New York skyline or something, I can just go and search and find a video of the New York skyline and download it, and I basically have unlimited downloads because I got in on the $99 plan. So keep an eye on VideoBlocks and see if, or get on their email list, and they'll definitely tell you when the next time they have the $99 per year special. That's VideoBlocks. Yet another tool to create cool videos is called commoncraft.com. And some of these people even call these videos Common Craft videos. They're called like explainer videos. And again, it's where the hand comes in and puts all the different icons on the screen and is able to tell a story through the video. And these guys have all kinds of different categories and clips that you can use. So they basically have a huge library of all these different characters and icons that you can use to put together a video. So you can go into their library and look at the different categories. They've got buildings or characters, male or female characters, or household objects, and you just basically download what you need in order to create your story.
Hmm.
They've got a bunch of different categories here, again, social media or technology. And one of the things that's interesting about Common Craft, aside from their membership plans, which I'll show you in a moment, is that they've also got finished videos that you can create, take and customize. So they're like templates. So if you need a video about Twitter or Facebook, you can go into their library and download the sort of finished video about Twitter or Facebook and then customize it and make it your own.
Cool.
So what does this cost? This starts at $59 a year, where you can access their library of 800 plus cutouts for use in your presentations. There are plans that are a little bit more elaborate that go up to $99 or $199 per year. Again, depending on how much you think you're going to use it, it could be a really beneficial tool for you, because you can create all these cool little cutout videos for not a lot of money.
And I think that's probably the key to most of these tools that have a charge, is to go use the free trial if they offer one and see if it's something you think you're going to, if it's not worth spending the money for, then you don't need to immediately sign up for a membership. You need to give it a try first and see if you like it.
Exactly. And again, it's not, I sort of throw out all these tools because people like different options. It's not to say you have to go and use all 5 tools. For me, it's like I use Video Scribe and Stupeflix the most. So for me, in fact, I'm still using the free version of Stupeflix, and I use it a lot. So there's a lot you can do without having to upgrade. With Video Scribe, I was using it enough to justify the $119 or whatever it was.
Now, George has a question. He's saying, does Video Scribe make it look more artistic than I probably ever could?
Yes, because the hand comes in and literally draws the character or the figure, and it just sketches out the text that you type in. So it's all very cool and professional looking, and will look like an ad agency made it rather than somebody without any experience in that made it. That's the nice thing about Video Scribe, is it really makes it look professional, and it levels the playing field. And what used to cost thousands of dollars now just costs not a whole lot.
Exactly. And Sheila, I do see that you put a question in the box, but I think I'm going to wait until Lou shows some more tools, and then he can go back and answer your question.
Sure, that sounds good. I think we'll have plenty of time for that. I also wanted to show you a few what I consider to be kind of cutting-edge tools. And these are, if you really want to experiment and check out some tools that are not quite as mainstream, I just thought I'd throw a few more in there for you. So the first one is called Popcorn Maker. And it's kind of got a long URL, but if you search Google for Popcorn Maker, you'll find it. And essentially what Popcorn Maker does is it allows you to remix videos. So sort of create a video mashup from an existing video, which is kind of an interesting concept. I'm not exactly sure how to use it in business just yet, although there are certain ways, like in this case, there was a TED Talk, and as you can see here, the TED Talk must have been like a Creative Commons license, so anybody can use it or mash it up or do whatever they want. And you can put explanations or comments or tweets or anything that you want over, so you can create overlays on the TED Talk, and you could add pop-ups, or it's kind of like pop-up video for existing videos, or images, and you can basically rehash or enhance the existing video with Popcorn Maker by adding all these little tools. In this case, I put a picture of my son pitching, which has absolutely nothing to do with the TED Talk, but I was just playing with it to see, what happens if I upload a picture here? So Popcorn Maker is one of those kind of cool cutting-edge tools. Again, I haven't quite figured out how to use it in business, but it's definitely worth a look.
Cool.
And you can see here on the right-hand side, they've got all the different things that you can put into the videos, like text or maps. I guess if you were doing a video and you wanted to add a map for a retail location, you can do tweets, you can do images, you can pause it, you can add Wikipedia. Like if I was watching this video and it said that he's from the Department of Ophthalmology, I have no idea what that is. I went to school in Boston. We didn't learn that word. So I would go to Wikipedia and say, what the heck is ophthalmology? Anyway.
It's an eye doctor.
Aha.
It's a really fancy eye doctor.
You learn something new every day. So that's Popcorn Maker. Another one that's kind of interesting and cool and cutting edge is called Galahad. And again, they've got a very long URL, but I suggest if you want to look at it, you just search for Galahad video on Google and you'll find. And the thing about Galahad is you can take videos and change the outcome or make it interactive based on the viewer's choice. So you can sort of create a story and allow the viewer to pick where it goes. So you create a timeline and you can say, you know, do you want this ending or that ending, or do you want to see this guy or that guy? So again, not exactly sure how we might apply this just yet, but it's definitely a tool worth keeping an eye on because it allows your viewer to control the outcome of the video or the direction of the video. Very interesting little tool.
That might be a good thing to use when you're segmenting is the first thing that comes to mind, because if you've got a video up and maybe your homepage is catering to people that, let's see, if you're doing maybe vitamin supplements or something like that, a calcium supplement, children are going to have different needs than elderly people are going to have different needs than athletes and things of that nature. So you could maybe use it for something like that.
Sure. Yep. So that's Galahad, interactive video. Another favorite, and we saw some people at NAMS using this recently, is called Quickie, Qwiki. And it is a mobile phone app, well, primarily mobile phone, and they call it one-tap storytelling. And what it does is, as I read from here, it takes your pictures and videos from events that you've captured on your iPhone into beautiful short movies. And it's kind of cool because somehow it goes in and it groups pictures together. So if I did a whole bunch of photos on my iPhone of my kids, Quickie would basically automatically take those photos within a theme and turn them into a lovely little video with music and everything. So I thought I had another shot of that, but I don't. But basically, yeah, you can just sort of pick the music and pick the videos, and you can have Quickie do it for you, or you can say, you know, I want more control over this video. I want to help edit it myself. So it's basically instant photo montages based on the photos that you take on your mobile phone, and it creates a montage for you, a quick montage, therefore Quickie. So that's another little cool app to check out for almost instant video. Yet another tool, this one's kind of interesting, it's called Wibbits.com. And Wibbits basically takes text-based articles or blog posts and turns them into videos. And I have no idea how it does this.
No, I'm laughing because Herman just put a question up 60 seconds ago that says, which program would be the best one to convert a blog post or an article to video? And then you whip over to Wibbits.
I knew you were going to ask that. So.
Lou is psychic.
Yes. So if I took, I don't even remember what this blog post was, but I took a blog post, one of my blog posts was best video tips, and somehow it pulled this picture of me doing my Moses 10 Commandments of video and, you know, pulled content from the blog post, whether it's photo or video or whatever, and turned it into a video. And it gives you an embed code that you can use. You can go in and kind of tweak it and edit it if you need to. But basically, you just give it the URL of the blog post that you want to use, and Wibbits will somehow turn that into a video version of the blog post.
Now, is it reading the text as well, or is it just video with no audio?
No, it's reading whatever's in the blog post, like the text.
Oh.
And, you know, if there's a photo with the blog post, obviously it will pull that in. So again, I'm not sure. I haven't played with this quite enough to you know how well it works, but I think with a little bit of tweaking, you could turn pretty much any text post into a video post. So
yeah.
It's a neat little way to videoize, if that's a word, videoize your blog post. And you can see on the bottom where it says customize clip, you can go in and say, you know what, I really didn't mean to have this picture of Moses on my tip video, so I'm going to go in and edit that and pull in something else.
Very cool. Is
Yeah.
that a free tool?
I believe so. It's in beta, so I think for now it is
Wow.
free to use. I don't know how they're going to monetize it later, but another tool that you can try for free, and this is really more of a something from the world of education, is called Kreator, KreatorEducation.com. And Kreator, I think it was a tool, initially designed for teachers, but there's definitely some business applications, and again, you can try it for free. And Kreator Education is sort of like a suite of tools. They've got a cartoon tool, they've got a movie editor, they've got a mind map tool, and I'll show you a screenshot of that in a moment. So you can basically take their icons or their images that they give you and create a story or a cartoon with this tool that they have, this cartoon creator. Obviously, there are a lot of historical characters because it was initially for education, and it's a way, I think, to tell educational stories using the images on Kreator.com. So yeah, you can just kind of pull in the different photos that you want to use and create your own cartoon on Kreator. Or,
Cool.
as I mentioned, they've also got a mind mapping tool, and it's a way to make your mind maps more visual by turning them into videos.
Mm-hmm.
You can add pictures from Flickr or Google. You can add video clips. You can record sound. You can add sound clips. So there's all kinds of things. Like Bob Jenkins would love this because he's really into mind maps. But all kinds of things you can do to make your mind maps more visually interesting. And
Right.
that's KreatorEducation.com. I think that's all the tools. So, oh, look, I put a picture of my son.
Cool.
I forgot I had that in there, but this is him diving towards home plate, and I always say that video has given me the freedom and flexibility to be able to attend my son's my baseball games.
So did he
So
make it,
he
or
did. He
was
was
he
great.
out?
That was
Yay!
an inside the park home run, and he just wanted to have an inside the park home run, so he just kept going.
Oh, cool. Very good.
Anyway,
Okay,
yeah.
now that you've done all this question, I was waiting so that you could have all of them out there.
Great.
And she was asking a little while ago, is there any particular video format you recommend for newbies to introduce their businesses to the world of the web? Shouldn't I show my own face?
Yes, that's an excellent question, because there are definitely videos that you want to do first and foremost, and I call it a welcome video. Like, I think everyone should have a video on their website that welcomes people to their site. It's kind of like the welcome mat for your site, and in some cases it's going to make an opt-in offer or something. But I think a really good first video to do is a welcome video, and that's one where you probably do want to be on screen so that you're making the connection with your audience. I don't know if I have a sample of that here on my site, but basically, like, if I went to the home page of this site here, you'd see my opt-in. Some people call it an opt-in video. I call it a welcome video, and it basically just welcomes people to the site and gives them a little bit of background about who you are and what you do. It takes a little while for it to come up here. So there's my little welcome video, and it encourages people to sign up for a quiz here that they can take. So that's a really good first video to do, is a welcome video, and that is one example where you'd want to be on camera.
And those should be fairly short, right? You
Definitely.
don't want people sitting there 15 minutes on your homepage watching the video.
Mine's less than a minute, I think.
Yeah,
and
really
1-2 minutes. Again, I recorded it with my webcam. It's nothing, not too fancy. It wasn't really professionally done. The only benefit I had was I have chroma key and green screen, so I was able to put a different background on my video. But a welcome video is definitely something that you want on your website, and that's definitely one of the times you want to be on camera.
Good deal.
Excellent.
Thank you.
So let me know if there's any other questions, and in the meantime, I'll tell you about a program where, especially if you're a newbie, but really if you're anywhere starting in video, where you can learn a ton more than we can cover in just an hour here. So let me talk to you a little bit about that. And that's, if you want to go deeper, here's what I have for you. This is probably my most popular video training, and it's called Video Marketing Bootcamp. It's a new home study course. It's very recent. One of the tricks with video is it changes so quickly that I'm constantly doing new and updated courses, and this one is still very new and relevant. And it's 4 modules, which basically comes out to about 4 hours of step-by-step training that you can take at your own pace, so it's not too overwhelming. Maybe do an hour a day in practice. And you get the webinar recordings of all 4 modules, plus there's a whole bunch of cool checklists and templates and storyboard samples. So if you want to map out your video, you don't necessarily need a storyboard, but the tool is there if you need it. And this was $297, and for folks on this webinar, for Karen's folks, it's $100 off for $197 at loubortone.com/bootcamp.
You know, I love programs like this because they don't take you 6 weeks to get through. You can be done. I mean, somebody could feasibly go through this in a day if they wanted to.
Absolutely.
And I love the checklist and the cheat sheets because then I'm sure that I didn't forget to do anything.
Yep.
So.
And I've seen, there's other courses, and I've taken some of them where it's like, 48 modules. I'm like, oh my God,
I know.
I'm never going to get through 48 videos.
No, it's
4
just way
webinars,
too much.
45, 50 minutes each, and gives you all the basics. And what it will do for you is kind of get you over that hurdle, that video, I call it video block. It's like writer's block. But you can market your business more effectively, obviously. You can put some sizzle in your sales. And one of the things I love about video is it's sort of like acts as my 24/7 salesperson, so that it can be working for me out there on YouTube while I'm doing other things. Can skyrocket your visibility and shows you some easy video distribution techniques, how to repurpose and get all your stuff out there. There's a lot of tips and tricks for getting comfortable on camera, because what we didn't talk about in this webinar was on camera videos, and that's a whole nother subject.
Yeah.
And I go a little bit deeper into how to use the free software on top of what we showed you here. There's some other things we show you, like Animoto and things like that. Video marketing techniques, very important. And you can get known as the go-to person in your niche with powerful video strategies and find new ways to attract more clients with videos that engage your ideal audience. That's the key word with video, is engagement. You can really create a lot of engagement with it. So again,
Exactly.
It's at loubortone.com. Here's some lovely things that people said about it. They're so nice to me. One of the things that I do in Bootcamp, as Susan said here about halfway down, is I go to the actual websites and show you live what I'm talking about. Like if I'm talking about uploading to YouTube or sharing from YouTube, I actually go to YouTube and go through it on screen so that you can see exactly what I'm doing, kind of step by step.
That's so cool, because you listen to people explain this stuff and you go to try to do it yourself, and inevitably you come up with a question and there's nobody around to answer it anymore because you're off the live webinar or whatever. So it's really great to watch somebody step you through it.
Yeah, and I think a lot of folks tend to get intimidated and overwhelmed, like Marty was with video, which, as she says here, she can feel her fears abating. And when you see somebody else doing it, you're like, oh my God, that's all you have to do on YouTube is click that and then go here and then go there, and it's all there for you. So it's as I said, $197 here. The website that you'll go to for Bootcamp looks like this. It says make videos that make you money, and you just scroll down. Let me see if I have a shot of it. Yep. To hell yeah, I want this, and I have it right now as $197. Let me see how long it's going to be.
There's a call to action for you.
Yes, I think you know why? Because I'm going to Suzanne Evans' thing in a few weeks, and she's always talking about hell yeah. So, and it's so funny that somebody actually had that graphic that says hell yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So Module 1 is getting started. Module 2 is video creation. Module 3 is marketing tools and tactics. And Module 4 is video marketing plan, which is also very important.
Cool.
So that's it. It's at loubortone.com/bootcamp. And I'll have this up till tomorrow night, Friday, at midnight Eastern. And I stay up till midnight so I can go on and switch it off when it's time.
You never sleep. You're always awake.
Well, that's how I find all these crazy sites. I have insomnia, so
I don't doubt
2 in the morning, I'm like, oh, look, Galahad. What can I do with this video site?
And we're glad you're an insomniac. We really are, because it helps us a lot.
Find all kinds of fun stuff. Let me
That's right.
pop back
Well,
over to the webinar just to see if there are any other
yeah, we've got a
questions.
couple of questions. B, just the initial B, says, Lou, do you have any good free photo sites for blogs?
Yes. I mentioned earlier, I mentioned audiojungle.net. That's part of a suite of sites. And another, the one that they have for photos is called photodune.net. So it's PHOTODUNE.net. And photodune.net, it's like iStock Photo and some of the other ones, but I find it to be a lot less expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And I get a lot of photos from photodune.net.
Cool. And then George says, what do you need to do green screen for different backgrounds? Can you talk a
Oh
little bit
boy.
about green screen? And
Yeah, that
yeah,
gets a
I
little
know
bit
that's kind of nauseating,
deeper.
isn't it?
It gets a little bit trickier, but if you have, if you're doing video yourself and you have fairly decent lighting and some kind of a green screen backdrop, then you can do green screen, and it depends on your editing software. Like you can do green screen in iMovie. I'm on a Mac, so it's much easier, and I use sort of professional editing equipment called Final Cut Pro. I don't know if you're on a PC. I assume that they also have some software, but I'm such a Mac geek that I do all of the editing on my Mac. So if you have iMovie, if you're on a Mac, you can do green screen
Or
editing. Otherwise, it's a little tricky.
you can do iMovie on an iPad too. I've got
Yes,
it on mine. Yeah.
exactly. So you have an iMovie app on that you can use on your iPad or even your iPhone, and you could do it that way. But yeah, green
Yep.
screen gets a little bit more into, you've got to do decent lighting and stuff like that.
Right. Phil is making a comment. He says there are free images from the Microsoft image library, and that's true, but if I'm not mistaken, I think those are only for personal use. I think they've got a restriction that they can't be used commercially. I would have to double check that. I haven't looked at that in a long time, but if you're doing something just on your personal Facebook page or something like that, it would probably be fine to use them there. But I don't know if I would pull them into a video for your business without double checking to make sure that you're not going to get busted for that. But yeah, you could just Google, there's a really long URL, you could just Google Microsoft Image Library and it would probably come up.
Perfect.
Cool. Anybody else have questions for Mr. Lou? We've got him for about 8 more minutes. While they're typing those in, tell me a little bit more about the getting started part of the Video Marketing Bootcamp. I'm big on planning because I have learned the hard way. If you take a few minutes to set up everything and get started the right way, it's so much easier on the back end.
Yeah, definitely, and that's what I really emphasize with folks is a lot of people just say, okay, I've got the webcam and I got this and I got that and I'm ready to roll, and then like, okay, now what? Now what do I say? So I really talk about video as a marketing strategy, and everything that I do is talking about, how can I use video in my business? So I talk a lot about, thinking about the plan and about the purpose of the video. Is it to get an opt-in? Are you doing a sales video for a sales page? Is it an explainer video or a demo? So the type of video you produce is going to depend on your business goals. So if I'm doing a class, like we could do this webinar and record it, and we could, conceivably use it as a product afterwards and just record the webinar and use that as the product. I was going to go see if I had an example of that. So, no, this is the Bootcamp web page. But, I mean, I can use, I can go to different parts of my site and look at, on my blog posts. Most of my blog posts are text, but every now and then I'll have let's see, marketing camp. Like I did a webinar a couple weeks ago, and I can upload the video to my site, and then again, once the video is done, I can use that as a replay, and it'll just come up on the site here, and the entire webinar would play if I click this.
Oh, very nice.
Yep.
Well, speaking of examples, Rosie said, can you show us a couple of examples of the videos that were done using the tools, some of the tools you've mentioned? Do you have any of those?
I believe so.
that you
Let me
could click
see.
to on the spur of the moment.
I
While you're
think
doing that,
so.
let me see who else has questions here. Rosie says, to give us some confidence.
Yes, we can actually do this.
Jay says,
Scroll
incredible
here.
info, Lou. Thank you very much. I see the EVS icon in your toolbar. Do you use that site?
Yes. Yeah,
Cool.
Easy Video Suite is what I use to create this video. And the thing I like about Easy Video Suite is that they, put the video in a nice little, like it looks like it's on a Mac here, and you can add the icons, the sharing icons with Easy Video Suite. You can see here if I scroll over, it'll pull up these sharing icons, share the video. If I played this whole video all the way through, at the end, it would redirect to the marketing camp page. So one of the nice things about Easy Video Suite is you can tell the video where to go once it's done.
Nice.
So that's kind of cool. Let me see if I can find any of those examples. I do a lot of that stuff on Facebook, so let me see what I've got here.
Yeah, you look there, and then Herman's asking about any tips on backlinking videos to get them ranked, and I will tell you, and then I'll let you, Lou jump in too, that Google cannot watch a video. So you're not going to actually get a video ranked. You can get the page a video is on ranked. Like if you put it into a blog post, you can optimize your title tag, you can optimize the headline on that page, you can put a paragraph of text that's been optimized on the page, maybe a little introduction to the video, or if you mentioned some resources in the video, then underneath it you could say, these are the things I mentioned in my video about how to create whatever it is that the video is about, blah, 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 and put some keywords in there too. So, Herman saying, I meant YouTube, you mean to get them to rank higher on YouTube so they come up when people are searching on YouTube?
Oh,
is that what you mean, Herman? YouTube or Google? Okay, what I'm telling you about is Google. You would need to optimize the page the video is on. Google cannot watch a video. In YouTube, that's something I'm going to let Lou talk about. YouTube has
backlinks,
its own
yeah. I don't really. It's funny because a lot of people really focus on YouTube, and I use YouTube sort of as a hub for my video, but not as a place for. I don't try and drive a lot of traffic there or get a lot of traffic. I sort of use it as a place where I can share my videos from. And I tend to focus more on Facebook just because I get more engagement from that. So this video that I put up way back on Valentine's Day was a really quick, simple video Scribe video. You probably won't be able to hear it, but I think you'll be able to see it. In fact, I'm going to turn the sound down so it doesn't interfere too much. And then, really it was a 2-minute video, so you can see it's sketching and a little heart, and then it just spells out Happy Valentine's Day. So I just had to type that in, and then it pops over to the my name and the flowers, and really this was like literally took me 2 minutes. So I just wanted to throw up a really quick Valentine's Day video, and I did that one on Video Scribe.
Way cool. Herman, I use YouTube about the same way that Lou does. I'm not trying to drive traffic to YouTube because I don't want people to stay there. I'm using YouTube as more of for the bandwidth to store videos and whatnot, but then I am pushing traffic away from YouTube and to my blog or to my sales pages or wherever else I want it to go. So I don't have a lot of good advice on actually getting things to rank higher in YouTube itself. Lou, what about the fun ones that you do for the NAMS people?
Yeah, let me find that one.
Because, y'all, those are really cool. He's putting all these people, photos that he's gotten from Facebook, I'm assuming, of all the different NAMS instructors, and then he's tagging them in the post, so we're all running over going, what did Lou do with my picture? Oh my gosh, Lou got a hold of my picture. And so it's driving a lot of traffic, and he gets a lot of engagement out of those because then we're sharing it with other people going, look what Lou did with this cool video. But
yeah, anytime you can make your friends or colleagues or clients sort of the star I would much rather do a video of other people than myself. So I have to scroll down to February or whatever that was to find that.
What did you
That was
use to make
during
that
NAMM.
with?
That was Stupeflix.
Stupeflix. Okay.
So what I do, or what I like to do is, now of course my computer's frozen, but that's okay. It'll wake up in a moment.
You have a Mac.
Is
You're
I'll
not
go
supposed to do
to
that.
a site. I use a site called Photofunia to make the interesting pictures of people that I can put on billboards and stuff like this.
Yeah.
So I use a site called Photofunia, and then I can put people in, like in a museum or on billboards. These are the same kinds of things, photofunia.com, to create those. And then I take those photos from Photofunia, and we're almost there. And I go and I create a montage on Stupeflix like this that just puts them all in one place. I think this is the NAMS one. Yeah, this is Stupeflix. And I turn down the volume on it. And again, it just takes those pictures and puts them into kind of a fun little montage and just pops them in. And, you can see that I didn't do any transitions or any video. I just basically dumped in the photos, and Stupeflix created this montage with all the little bells and whistles here.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Purposely turned down the volume. But
yeah,
yeah,
there's music playing in the background too that y'all can't hear, but you see how neat that is? I mean, it looks very professionally done.
Yes, and it was really, I mean, I hate this. Sometimes I hate to admit it's like, well, how long did that take? Well, I mean, pulling in the pictures took a little while, but the video itself took 5 minutes. So
well, and you've got a lot of fit photos in there too. I mean, you could do a shorter one, because you've probably got
definitely.
20 people in there.
Yeah, I had a lot of stuff in here. So again,
cool.
Most of these photos I'd created ahead of time, and this is a longer one. This is like 2 minutes, but you get the idea.
Very cool. Well, I don't want to hold you up. I know you're a busy man and you have things to do, and we're running a little bit over too.
No problem. Thank you. I'm glad I was able to share the screen. I really appreciate everybody being here and taking time out of your day, and I'm so happy that you invited your folks, and I'm just grateful for that. So thank you.
Yeah, and don't forget to go over to loubortone.com/bootcamp and take advantage of Lou's very generous offer. You can save $100 on his video marketing bootcamp. When does that start? Is that you said that's at your own pace?
Yes, so it's all the
good.
webinars exist, so you can start immediately. You can start on the weekend. You can, once everything, you download everything, and
good.
It's there for you. And there's a site where you can go to pick up all the checklists and things like that as well.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yep, so that goes away tomorrow at midnight, so don't forget about that. And thanks so much for being here, everybody. And Lou, thanks so much for your time. Always informative. I have an entire page of notes over here. So.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, and we will talk to you guys soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye for now.